Game lang kayo dyan ha. Hangin nyo lang. Hello? Oh pre, musta? Oh, na-scam ka? Malay mo yan eh. Ano ba yan? Rest back tayo dyan. Oy, halika kayo dito. Sumama kayo sa akin. Tara, tara. What is up y'all, this is Alex from Alex PC Tech again, back at you with another video. And on today's video I want to first apologize because of the quality of the video and probably the audio as I'm recording this through my mobile phone. But what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be building a 1080p machine out of Facebook Market, and we're gonna be specifying a budget because aside from the specs that you want to achieve, or probably the target FPS or the target games that you want to play on this machine, we really need a 1080p gaming, but we don't have enough cash, or we are really at the brink of saving. Okay, so first things first, I'm actually here nearby where the first item is. So the first item that I took or went to is the motherboard. So I went from my place to this place and drove for around 20 kilometers, and we're gonna be calling the guy. So it's an MSI motherboard. It's not actually for gaming, it's just a normal B550, but we're gonna be pairing that up with probably 16 GB of RAM and a 3600. Oh, he's not answering. Oh my god, why isn't he answering? This is bad. Hello sir, good afternoon.
Yes sir.
Yes, this is
motherboard.
Yes, this is Alex, the one that is going to buy the motherboard po.
Yes po.
Yes, I'm actually here at Hot and Taste Cafe.
Okay, can you give me like maybe 5 minutes kasi magpapaalam na po ako, okay? Okay na po ba?
Sure sir, nandito lang ako sa tapat. Okay lang, punta ka dito. You're gonna come here.
Sige po.
Alright,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye. So we're finally reached the memory. Actually for this, wait. Hello? Hello, yeah, Matt, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm the one who was speaking to you regarding the Alloy memory.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, are you here now?
Yeah, I reached JVC.
Alright. May I ask, do you have any landmark here in JVC where we can meet?
Yeah, the bakery is the landmark. This is just exact my building.
Okay, what bakery is that? Sorry?
There's a place called Bakery Cheese. I think I shared the location in WhatsApp. So if you just use the navigation, it will just let you pass by this exact place.
Bakery Shoes. Okay, copy. I will go there and meet you, okay?
Alright, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the memory. So it's this one, Alloy. I hope it works actually, because I'm a little bit skeptic about this memory because it's not in the QVL, or it's not under the supported memory of the MSI B550 that we just bought. However, I have another board which is a B450, and I can use this on other builds if in case it doesn't work on that motherboard, and put another memory on that. Like for example, the existing memory that I'm using is a 300 megahertz 16 GB Corsair Vengeance Pro, although that has really a huge compatibility with other brands. I just hope it has compatibility with the boards that we bought, and Ryzen won't be a problem with this one. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna hunt for the processor. So it's actually day 2 since we purchased the motherboard and the memory. However, I'm having a hard time searching for a decent deal for a CPU. I was planning for a 3600 but I couldn't find one. Instead, I found a 2600 or a 3700X. So I'm leaning towards the 3700X, as the machine that we will be building is actually not only for gaming but also for light editing, for editing and productivity like Adobe Photoshop and some other productive things. So, hello? Yeah, no, I went down, I went to the washroom because you took too long. Okay, I'm coming out of the Almaya. I'll be at the entrance, okay? Ah, okay, it's very hot. Okay. Alright. Thank you. Okay. So, we have bought the 2700X right here. It's here. And the thing that you need to consider when you're buying it's almost go the second-hand CPU is that you need to purchase a separate thermal grease, because probably they have used up the build. So, the whole point of this video is to show you how easy or hard it is, depending on your tolerance, to build a PC based off of second-hand markets and the used second-hand markets. So, with that said, in case you wanted to upgrade or build a second-hand PC off of Facebook market, Dubizzle, or the second-hand market in general, here are 7 tips that I'll give you based on my experience in case you wanted to go this route. The first tip that I can give is know what you are going to use the PC for. There is no use in searching and scouring through parts if you don't know what you are looking for and you don't know what you're gonna be using it for. Please specify what you'll be needing the PC for, as like what we did here. We know that the user will be doing it as a retro game streaming machine and also as a productivity machine. If in case you already know the purpose of your PC, but you don't have any idea which part is for or is best for this use case scenario, then I would point you to advice number 2, which is to not be scared of getting advice from groups or forums. This is actually a really nice benefit of our age right now, as before it was just the technician and you speaking about the technicalities of your computer. But now there are certain forums that are dedicated for each and every topic that you can think of right now at this age. It is actually a really nice benefit, as you can ask the forum administrators or even the group administrators for advice so that they can point you to the right direction. But take note, there are people who give bad advice, so it is still up to you on your own research on how you will deal with this and which parts will be best for your computer or your PC build. I would advise probably a survey so that you can get a certain point in direction, or so that you can be pointed or you can lean towards a certain direction of what you want to do with your PC build. The third advice that I can give you is that you have to be patient. Patience is a virtue. So it took me around 2 weeks in order for me to send the DMs and PMs to these people and to contact them and to schedule the time, and also to travel, to take the time to travel and drive to where they are in order to pick up the parts and to reserve the parts that I needed for the build. Number 4 is, in case you found a particular part that you wanted, put a bookmark on it or put it in an Excel so that you will know the price and you will know the model of the part that you will be needing, because of course there are always options on each part that you will be building, and there will be multiple sellers, multiple sources. Even a brand new can be sometimes cheaper, but that is a really rare case. But for GPU, that is a really have them compare them to each other at the end of the day before you make your decision. This is really helpful in terms of picking out parts. As for me, I have other options. I even considered a 11400F from Intel as an option, but the problem with that was there was no proper motherboard that is available in the market at that time. So I was able to rule that out because there were other cheaper options for the Ryzen, and especially that my main rig is actually Ryzen built, so it made sense to interchange some of the parts with this one. Speaking of interchange, since our CPU was kind of busted. Hello, yeah, I'm downstairs. Yeah, I'll meet you there. Oh, brother, nakuha ko. Oy, salamat. Salamat, pre, sa Mang Toma. Diyos ko, lakas amats na naman. Salamat. Oy, saan kayo dyan? Tara dito, inom tayo. Tara. Tara, inom tayo. The one that we bought was a 3700X, but they were bent pins. What I did was, it's really hard to find a processor on the second-hand market at this time when I was doing my research, when I was trying to buy. Now, I came across a 2600 that was at around 500 dirhams. That would be around 150 USD. So that's actually not a bad idea. But I came across another processor, which is the 5900X, that costed at around 600 USD or 2,200 AED. So that is actually a nice buy for me, because I went with that actually because I was thinking about the option of upgrading my main rig to a 5900X and putting the 2700 that I use on that rig to this PC that we built right here. This is actually the second-hand PC built that is, it's really nice, right? That was built using the second-hand market. Now, the 2700 has 8 cores as well. So that will be perfect for this one, as this will also be used as a streaming machine and also as a light editing machine. And I will have the 5900X. Now, if you have that, for example, I have that option, okay? So I can either buy another CPU or buy a brand new CPU that is at around 6 core, probably a 6 core for this machine. But I also have the option of upgrading my main machine and putting the parts of that on this build. So in that case, I was lucky enough to find a $600 5900X that is brand new. It's not used, so I am sure that it was not overclocked or used. So in that case, I was actually lucky because I was able to snag a 5900X that is $100 cheaper than it is on the stores or off the shelf. So yeah. So with that said, as for the other parts, we're gonna be talking about the case. So the case that I have here is actually from my old build. But in case you are wondering, hey, this video is about second hands. Why are you discussing second hands from yourself? No, I actually have a second-hand Corsair 760T that I use on my main rig. So that one I just bought for around 50 bucks or 150 dirhams. That is dated. That is a dated case. Don't get me. But even if it's dated, the airflow on that case is excellent. It is a really nice case. It is a full tower case at $50. I think that's actually a steal, okay? As for the power supply, for here we had the GameMax 600 watts. We use the GameMax 600 watts. But on my main rig, okay, I actually have a second-hand Corsair 750TX semi-modular gold 80 plus power supply. Okay, so you can actually build a full PC out of second-hand parts. But of course, as I've said earlier, you need to check your purpose first so that you can decide properly which parts do you really need and to look out for. As for the storage, I went with a brand new NVMe M.2 SSD. Hear me out, brand new. Because I would strongly disagree that you buy your storage used or second-hand. We'll put a separate video on that one. After this video, we'll be publishing that scheduled. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel for you to get updated on our next video. As for the last piece, if you can guess which is missing or what is missing on this build, then if you have followed me on my social media channels, I've posted a photo this morning about this build right here and what is missing. If you have guessed what is missing, then congratulations, you've earned a wow. And if you haven't, then this is it. Wait for it. This is the latest, the greatest graphics card in 2013. No, this is actually not the greatest. This is an OEM graphics card. This is the NVIDIA. No, this is the Radeon 8490 1 gigabit graphics card. So, hear me out. Before you dislike this video, or before you jump to another channel, or before you turn off the video, hear me out why we're gonna be using this graphics card. One is, because I know the purpose of this build. It is to stream retro games, to play old games, and to do productivity tasks such as Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, a little bit of video editing, light video editing, and photo editing as well. So, this is actually a perfect choice for that one, as if you're gonna be streaming retro games, then you don't really need a top-of-the-line graphics card, as that will be capped onto 60 FPS. You can even cap it on 30 FPS if you like, depending on the emulator. So this is actually a good choice. So maybe down the line, if she wants to stream like old or newer games such as AAA titles, then we can buy a graphics card then. Hopefully the prices normalize, as of now, the prices of graphics card are all over the place. And my advice on this one is to just pick your poison. If you're buying a graphics card right now, at the time of filming this video, when this is published, then it's like pick your poison. Some graphics cards are really high, some have come down on from the price where Bitcoin was high. So that is actually a good news for us, guys. So if you're able to buy a good graphics card right now, then kudos to you. But if you're not, well, yeah, you have some options. One is to do what I did, is buy if you have something like this lying around, buy it. This is like around $30 in Amazon or eBay, $30, $20. Or you can go with an APU for the CPU. If you're just purely gaming and you're doing esports titles, you can actually go with an APU. And down the line, upgrade to a graphics card. The APUs that AMD actually released recently are really good, so better check that out. I'll put a link down at the description. And with all that said, the fifth advice that I would give you is it's better to meet in person rather than to do bank transfers. I had this conversation with one seller that wanted me to deposit cash for a 3600. Okay, that is a 3600 Ryzen 5 non-X version at 500 AED or at around 150 USD. Imagine, I had a 2600, I found a 2600 at around 500 AED, and this is a 3600, although they are 6 cores each, they are at the same price. 500 AED, 500 AED. Of course, I would go with the 3600, but the problem with that one is that the seller wants the cash to be deposited onto his account, and he said that he will send the processor via courier. So I thought, okay, I have my own courier. Why can't my courier go there, and once the courier has the product, I can transfer the cash? He said, no, I want my courier to deliver the product. So it's kind of shady. So it's better for you to avoid these shady deals in case the seller has something up their sleeve. Okay, you can say that. And I've also checked the profile of the seller, and he only has 3 Facebook friends. The sixth advice that I would give you is, of course, there are risks in doing this. If you're mainly building a PC from the second-hand market, then there will be compatibility issues that the seller won't be answering for you. And as I've encountered, there are bent pins that it's actually a mistake from my side, as I did not check the pins properly before getting the product or after paying the kids. Actually, I cannot show their face on the video because I got the product from a couple of kids. So it's like, oh, they're kids, what can they do? Okay, so they did, so that happened. So don't trust anyone, be skeptic, and always check your products before you go out of the deal, before you part ways or before even giving them money, as that is actually the mistake that I did with the CPU. Then the last advice that I would give you is to, regardless of the time, always first test the products as soon as you get home, as soon as you got them. Always test the products as soon as you arrive home. If in case you are waiting on several other products before the machine or the PC can really go online, then tell the seller that, oh, I'm actually waiting for other parts so that I can power these on. Meanwhile, when I have all of the products, can you at least give me some leverage for me to return the parts, so that you, from your side, will have some kind of protection if the seller agrees in this market. But commonly that is not given. But in case that the seller gives that to you, then that's actually a nice thing. But if not, then it's up to you on how you will deal. Maybe you can bargain for a lower cost because you don't have this option of returning once you have all the parts and to test them out. So it will be up to you. Probably it will be up to your street smarts on how you will deal with this based on your experience as well. With all that said and done, if you have followed my journey, then you will know by now for yourself if you can do it and if you have the patience to deal with this and this and finally this and this. Then it's fine, right? You can build a PC for actually a little bit less than it being built brand new. But if you are a first-time builder, for example, you want to build your PC and you don't have that deep technical know-how or experience in building or buying PC parts from the second-hand market, then I would actually digress you to buy from the second-hand market and lean towards shops that professionally do the building for you. We can actually recommend shops or people here in the UAE, but let's not get sidetracked by that. I would suggest that you go to a reputable shop because of course, the reliability, the technical know-how of the people, and of course, the warranty. Buying from the second-hand market does not give you any warranty in any extent, but of course, you have the manufacturer's warranty, like Corsair. Those are some samples. But if in case you are buying other peripherals or other products, then the warranty is really not there. There are some products where you can ask for the receipt from the sellers, although that is really rare from my experience. Some people have the receipt, but if they have the receipt, it's actually a little bit pricey compared to the products that don't have any receipt. With that said, like if you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I hope this gave value to you and you learned something from this video. If not, hit the dislike button twice. And we have an ongoing raffle for the month of July if you want to join that raffle. And if you are UAE based, then go over to our YouTube profile and look for this raffle. It's in the it's the featured video on the channel as of now. And like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Please stay safe. And Eid al-Adha is on the way. Happy long weekend, UAE-based people, okay? UAE-based watchers, YouTubers, and see you on the next video.
I-check mo na ang pings kung hindi ben, upang di masaktan kung ika'y di papasok. Kasalanan ba ang bumili na lang biglaan?